Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Jeff and today I'm going to be making a one-pot beef stroganoff. I've never made it before, so let's see how it turns out. The first thing we're going to start with is I have 1 tablespoon of cornstarch, and then to that we're going to whisk in 2 tablespoons of beef broth. I'm using low sodium beef broth just to try and cut down on it a little bit. You're just going to whisk that together, and once that is smooth and completely combined, you're going to set that aside, and then we're going to start with a 12-inch high-sided pan, and we're going to saute some mushrooms and onions. And now we'll start with a hot pan and 2 tablespoons of butter. And then to that, we are going to add our onions and mushrooms. Once your butter has completely melted, add your onions. They are diced onions. I would say it's a large cup of onions. I just grab a small to medium-sized onion, excuse me, small to medium-sized onion, dice it up and toss it all in. And while that is cooking, you also add in your mushrooms. I've got a 16-ounce package of mini bell or baby bell or baby portobello mushrooms, however you'd like to describe them. And just saute the mushroom and onions together. Leave them sit to brown for about 3 minutes and then toss them and do it another 3 minutes. Okay, it's been about 12 minutes total, stirring every 3 minutes. And then after you're done doing that, you're going to want to dump this onto a plate to reserve for later. And then you're going to want to fry up 1 pound of beef. So take this and dump it onto a plate or some foil. That way it doesn't continue steaming and getting mushy. You want it kind of wide open. I was going to dump it into a bowl, but I reconsidered. So to the same pan and your ground beef, and fry that up. I'm using ground beef that is 96.4, and after you got it broken up into your pan, add some fresh black pepper and just a touch of salt. Give it another saute or stir, and then let it cook until no longer pink. Once the hamburger is done, add your minced garlic, anywhere between 3 and 6 cloves, however garlicky you like it. Go according to your own feel and suggestion. I like garlic, so I've got 6 cloves in here. It seemed like a good balance for the amount of onion I had. And once that is well incorporated, take your beef broth And pour the entire, well, minus your 2 tablespoons that you mixed with your cornstarch, pour the rest in with your meat. And then you want to add 1 teaspoon of paprika. Well, my container's not cooperating. Now let's try it. Okay, 1 teaspoon paprika. And honestly, that should have went in before I put in the beef broth. And then 1 teaspoon Worcestershire sauce. And then you're going to want to add 1 tablespoon Dijon mustard, but I'm actually using my sweet hot homemade mustard. Because I believe it has a better flavor than the Dijon. And then just stir that and incorporate everything very well. And then to that mixture, you're going to want to add the mushroom and onion mixture. And stir that in and incorporate it. And then give it a taste. And if it needs some seasoning, salt or pepper, you're going to want to add that. Now once the sauce begins to simmer, you're going to want to add your egg noodles. I stir as I add them so they incorporate a little bit more smoothly rather than just dumping and then stirring. So much for saying that, right? Okay, so incorporate the egg noodles. Just stir it up real good so they're well incorporated. And then you're going to want to cover and let it simmer, depending on the egg noodles themselves, and how well you would like the noodles done, between 3 and 8 minutes for them to be done al dente. So you want to cover and simmer. Okay, for the noodles that I added, it's been about 6 minutes. And they look about al dente. So you just give it another stir. And then you want to bring over your cornstarch mixture and whisk it up again. Make sure it's all incorporated. The cornstarch will probably have settled. And once it's all liquefied and incorporated once again, slowly pour that into your pan. And this will help thicken it up and give it a creamier sauce. And you're going to want to let that go for another 3 minutes. Now it's been another 3 minutes. I gave it a stir and then I gave it a taste. It's missing a little something, so I'm adding a little Lowry seasoned salt and then some more pepper. And then I'll incorporate that and then remove it from the heat, and then we'll add the sour cream. And now, after removing from the heat, we add about 3/4 to 1 cup sour cream. And when I serve it, I always serve it with some extra sour cream on the side, so if somebody wants a little bit more creamy or zippiness to it, it's available to them. So just incorporate the sour cream And then you're just going to want to leave that sit once again for another 3 minutes just to let it rest. And now you sprinkle with parsley and serve it warm. Now let's give it a little taste test, because I tried it before and it just felt like there was something missing. Now I don't know if it was the parsley or something else. Honestly, I think it needs some red wine or something to give it a little oomph. Let's see what we can figure out. Okay, full disclosure on the beef stroganoff. I do not recommend it. I believe I ruined it with adding the parsley. I've never used fresh parsley before. I believe they tell you to add it just for the color. The flavor of it, in my opinion, is awful. It kind of makes me think I now understand the people that don't like cilantro, because apparently cilantro, you either love it or hate it. I love it, but I do have a friend that hates it, and I believe that's what this is kind of representing for me, because it just ruined the whole dish. Inedible for me, so I'm not even going to demonstrate that. I don't recommend this recipe. Just pass. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe. Give a thumbs up because you like the video, not the food. And share with your friends. God bless.